What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Tim, back with another video, and today I am once again in my favorite place in the world that's out in nature. Drove down to Estes Park this morning. Those of y'all who know my backstory, I've worked in Estes Park 3 or 4 different times, a total of probably like 2 years off and on. So it's a place I'm very familiar with, but I've never seen it in the spring or summertime. I always worked fall and winter. So today I drove up here. I'm here at beautiful Lake Estes. Just a gorgeous place to just kick back and enjoy nature, get some exercise in. And even though it's spring, there's still nobody here, which is crazy to me. There still might be 20 people here in this whole place. Anyway, I wanted to sit down, turn the camera on, do a little video. And my message today is, you are not alone and you're not crazy. You are not alone and you are not crazy. One of my favorite comments to get on the channel is from people who are saying oh man, thank you so much for making this video. Thank you so much for all the comments that other people have placed under this video. I thought I was alone. I thought I was alone. And I talk with people all the time who are just I thought I was crazy. These thoughts I have about life, about the world, about what I want to do with my life, I thought I was the only one. And, my friends and my family and coworkers are constantly telling me I'm crazy. And I was starting to think I was. So I just want to say you're definitely not alone. There are millions of us out here. There are millions of us out here who think like you and feel like you. And we're not crazy. And if we are crazy, we'll all be crazy together. I was reading something today, and it said that our views of society and the world around us are shaped by about 3 to 6 people. And think about it. The 3 to 6 people that you interact with, maybe if you include workmates, the 10 people that you interact with on a daily basis through the course of your life, they kind of shape your perception of society and reality. Because it's their viewpoints that you get all the time. We're humans, we're social creatures. We look to our fellow humans for social cues. And so if they've been telling us this is kind of the way you live, we believe that's the way you should live. And that's why sometimes you think you're alone. Because no one in that very small circle thinks like you. But here's the thing. We take our cues from a very small subset of the population, but we think we're taking it from everyone. Because no one ever, when they're giving you advice or telling you stuff about life, typically people aren't going to say, oh, this is just my opinion. People are going to say, this is what you should do. This is how you should live. And so you just automatically think, oh, especially if they're older than us, especially if it's our parents or our teachers or something like that. Especially if they're older than us, we just assume, oh, this person knows what they're talking about. This person is tapped in with what everybody else is thinking, and so they must be right. And you can get to a place where, you think what is wrong with me? Why am I thinking like this? Why am I the crazy one? Why is everyone else going through life and they seem to get it? This life makes sense to everyone else but me. I'm just here to tell you there are a lot of us it doesn't make sense to. At a very young age, I always said, and I couldn't articulate it as well as maybe I can now because I was a child, but I always was this just isn't real. We'd be driving somewhere and I would be y'all know none of this is real. And people would be what are you talking about, Tim? Be quiet. He's what are you or even if they were trying to what do you mean? And I'd be I don't know. It just doesn't seem real. And now that I'm getting older, I realized that I was just, even at a young age, just realized that the lives that most people are living and the things that they thought were important I just knew there was more to it than just going to work, paying bills, having the weekends, maybe to hang out, buying a house, just all the things people did that just seemed to be the most important things in life. I realized there was more to it than that. They just weren't, that wasn't it. I just knew that for me, there needed to be more from a very young age. And I think a lot of us were like that. And even people who weren't like that at 12, like I was, I think as we're getting older, especially the way the world is going these days, I think more and more people are stumbling across that. More and more people are just I just don't, yeah, I need something more. I need to do something different. I'm seeing a lot of people, at the end of high school, just being like, you know what, I don't want to just immediately jump into this college, 4 years, 6 years, debt, get a job, family. Like, I just don't want to jump into that. It's just not me. A lot of people who are already in that world are at work just sitting, staring out the window like, I need more. Like, this just ain't me. But if no one else around you voices that, and that's why I love the internet. One of the reasons I love the internet is because we can go outside of that small 3 to 12 people circle that we usually live in. We can go outside of it on the internet, and we can come in contact with other people who think like us and who see the world the same way and who have the same goals and dreams. Because a lot of times, even if somebody in that social circle that you're in, even if they feel the same way as you, they're not going to voice it. A lot of times we don't voice it because if one person voices it, they get shut down. So the person's like, either they've never heard anyone voice it, or someone else is like, nah, they're not gonna call me crazy too. Tim spoke up, they think he crazy, that ain't gonna be me. So I think a lot of times what happens is like, we just don't speak up. And if we do speak up, everyone says we're weird. Like, obviously this is the way to live because we're all living this way. And so instead of spending our time and energy acting upon these feelings we're having and these ideals we're having and taking our life in a direction that we feel we want to take it, instead we use that like energy and time trying to suppress these things and trying to figure out like what's wrong with us. I just think one of the big issues with this life is, and this is kind of a sidebar, but it ties in. I know a lot of people grew up being told that certain things were sins. Certain things that they wanted to do that weren't hurting anybody, they were told were sins. And a lot of those people, they suffered and they had a lot of emotional issues because they spent most of their youth and young adulthood trying to suppress this stuff. That was just them. It's just them. They spent so much time trying to suppress it that it came out in other like harmful ways. And we all know the trick in that scenario is to just like realize like if it ain't harming nobody and you want to do it, go for it. Spend your time and your energy doing it. See what happens. And a lot of times these people, some of this stuff, they try it out, realize it's not really what they want to do, but they got it out their system, they move on. Or they realize it is what they want to do and they live a happier, healthier life because they're like, this is who I am. The same thing is true even with maybe not so drastic things that people consider sins, but things that people think you're crazy if you want to do. If you spend all your time in like effort trying to suppress it and not doing it, that's unhealthy. It's going to show in the long run. It's not healthy to think you're crazy because you just want to live your life. It's much better to spend that time and effort and energy like trying out some of these ideals that pop in your head, going after some of these goals, getting rid of some of the things in your life that you don't want to be there, even if everybody else says they have to be there. That's much, much healthier. That's much healthier because you're never going to get any rest. You're always going to have these thoughts and dreams and ideals. They're never going to go away because I personally feel it's the universe like telling you what you need to be doing. And there are a ton of us out there going through the same thing. And I think more and more people are starting to like feel these feelings. I know in the past few years, I've talked to way more people who really just been like, hey, I thought this was the move. And suddenly I keep thinking about doing this. And I think the more the world goes in the direction it's going, the more people are going to wake up. And the healthiest path is to tap into that. There's a reason you're having these thoughts and ideas. Tap into that. And here's the thing. For some people, it might just be like, hey, I need to take some time and just do me for a year or two. And then they might get right back to the life they're living before. I just need to get that out of my system. I just needed to see what was going on. For other people, it might be a lifelong change. Like for me. Once I started living a more nomadic life, a freer life, I'm like, I can't go back. People always like, Tim, when are you going to settle down? I can't go back. I can't go back. Definitely right now. I don't know. I can't speak for myself, 30 years from now. But right now, this is what we're doing. Total life shift. And I'm much happier. I'm much happier. Much happier. And like I feel alive. And that's the goal. That is the goal. The goal is not to acquire as many possessions as possible. The goal is not to like make everybody in your family proud. The goal is to be happy and to be alive and to like enjoy your life. And if you really are starting to question the amount of enjoyment you're getting out of your life now, and you're having ideals of maybe some things you could do to enjoy life more, just realize there's millions of people feeling the same way right now. You're not crazy, you're not alone. Like that is life. I honestly think, low key, everybody on the planet has feelings and thoughts like that, but some people don't even allow them to like reach the surface. They're so locked into the matrix or the system or whatever you want to call it, they don't even allow them to come to the surface. You're kind of allowing them to come to the surface, a little more open-minded, allowing them to like come to the surface and bubble up. And that's why you're feeling, crazy. That's why, you're feeling crazy, because you're tapping into these feelings. But that's a good thing. Because like you innately know kind of how you want to live your life. And I think the universe also sends you signals. And if you go with those, I think that leads to like the happiest life. It might not even be that the thing you're thinking about you're wanting to do is going to be what leads you to that ultimate happiness. But it might put you on the path towards it. It doesn't have to make sense. I want to say that as well. It doesn't have to make sense. You can be like, I don't know why I want to just move to like Pennsylvania and work on a blueberry farm. But something's telling me to do that. You know what I mean? And definitely, tap all the way in. No matter how crazy it sounds. Whatever nudgings you're getting. Whatever direction life is taking you in. Whoever it's bringing into your life. Whoever it's pushing out of your life. Whatever is telling you to stop doing. Roll with that. Because if we all did that, then like a lot of this negativity and a lot of the hate and a lot of the suffering and the pain and the bad behaviors and the addictions we have in this life would go away. I'm here to tell you, when you're living your best life and you're feeling alive every morning and you can't wait to jump up out of bed and live your day, you don't need no habits. You don't need no vices. I mean, you'll still have hobbies, things you love to do, but a lot of those really bad vices and hobbies you don't need. Why do I need to be any higher than I am right now? I'm enjoying life. I'm happy. I'm good. All that other stuff just brings drama. All that other stuff just brings pain with it. So yeah, I just really wish that everyone would tap into the voices they're hearing and the thoughts they're having and realize it's not crazy, it's normal, it's natural. Crazy is suppressing those thoughts and living a life that doesn't make sense to you for another 40 years. That's crazy. Normal is when you identify there's something you might want to do, you do it. And if we all did that, I think this would be a much happier planet, and I know your life will definitely be happier. So that's my message for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comment box. Go crazy in the comments. Let me know what you think. Have you been feeling alone? Have you been feeling crazy? What's something you want to do? Do you have a blueberry farm in Pennsylvania already someone can go work on? Let us know. Y'all stay blessed, stay abundant. I'll talk to y'all later.